Where do I begin? In this video, I'm going to be talking about what I've learned over the last 15 years day trading. I get it. You're new to trading. You're looking for the secret sauce. You're looking for that one-hit wonder. But I'm going to tell you the truth in this entire video from start to end. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to be telling you what I've done to supercharge my success. Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm sure a lot of you guys have figured that out by now. And when I first started trading, it was a lot different than it is today. When I started trading, it was through Forex, and I was trading currencies and penny stocks and these offshore brokers that were kind of sketchy. What I've learned by trading on those platforms was that by staring at charts for a long period of time, I started to develop this intuition, or some would like to call it an edge. This is something that you cannot teach in one day. This is not something you can teach in 1 year. This is not something you can teach in 5 years. This is something that you teach yourself by repetitiveness, and you start to find how the market ticks. And reality is that's kind of what helped me become super successful in trading. When I first started trading, a lot of these offshore brokers had to deposit via debit card or wire. Back then, crypto was not a thing, and also prop firms were not a thing. So if you remember that when we traded, it was a lot like trusting an offshore broker, and whenever you wanted to get a payout, you had to wait for a wire transfer to hit your account, which was insane because those international wire transfers took forever to hit the account. So trading was not as accessible as it was back then. Plus, there wasn't really a lot of people doing it. So it wasn't cool to trade back then. I remember when I first started trading, a lot of people called me weird. A lot of people told me that shit's a scam. A lot of told me that this is not going to work, but joke's on them because I became super successful in trading. Trading over the years, I've learned that the market actually shifts, and one strategy alone is not enough to help you make money in the markets. And what I've done to put myself in front of the edge and ahead of the curve is to always be learning. You always want to be a student to the market. I'm constantly looking at ways to develop a new edge. I'm constantly looking for ways to sharpen my edge and to sharpen my toolbox so that way I have an edge in the market. I've been so down and I've also been so up. It's actually insane. I was able to buy my first supercar at 26 years old. My first supercar, I've never even driven in this car before. And if you haven't already guessed it, it was a Lamborghini SVJ. Never have I ever sat in a Lambo. Never have I ever rented a Lambo. Never have I ever even knew someone that had a Lambo. And the first car that I decided to buy was a Lamborghini SVJ, and I had it shipped to my house, and it was honestly the coolest experience. And from that experience, it taught me to never give up because that was that little boy in me that wanted to have his first supercar, and that dream of being able to afford one finally came true. When it came to about 2020, that's when prop firms started coming out, and prop firms actually completely changed the game in the trading space. So I remember trading my own personal funds. I have so much results with trading personal funds on these offshore brokers. You can see all around this video, but prop firms was such a new thing. I actually got into prop firms around 2019, and 2019 was right around when the first few prop firms started coming out, like FTMO. And when these prop firms came out, trading on these firms with all these rules and restrictions was completely different than trading freely on your own money. And this was something that was completely different from what I was used to. And I actually had to learn how to trade completely different on prop firms. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about that in another video. But in this video, I'm just going to be explaining to you what that did for me as a trader. So when you are going from live funds to prop funds, you have to trade differently because the reality is prop firms is all about your churn rate, how much you can milk these firms and what your risk is, aka how much money you spent on these accounts. When you learn that formula, that is how you can actually extract profits from prop firms. Now, when it comes to live trading, this is something that I specialized in for the last, I want to say at least 12 to 13 years of my day trading career. That is what allowed me to get my first Lamborghini. That's what allowed me to get the things that I have. That's what allowed me to become super successful. And when I learned how to trade on prop firms, it also helped me understand that there's a new way to make money in trading. And that is exactly what a lot of you are now figuring out. Now, nothing wrong against prop firms. I think prop firms are great. I actually trade on prop firms myself now, but trading on live funds is what actually changed my life. And that way of trading is completely different. So when I started understanding that the prop firm game is about math and statistics, that is when I started to make money on the prop firms. My highest day trading on prop firms was about $126,000. I can post the results right there. Was my highest payout ever. I've also had multiple accounts of 20,000, 30,000, and various other prop accounts. I've made money on them as well. But right now, there is such a craze in prop firm right now that there is potentially more money to be made on prop firms because so much retail trading is happening on prop firms right now. The reality is people are figuring out that if you don't have enough money to trade live funds, it's really pointless to be trading on live funds. Unless you have at least $10K to $50,000 to put in a live brokerage, you probably are wasting your time. You're not going to make any life-changing money. But with prop firms, for $100, you can get 50K, and then you get a max payout of 2,000. Those risk to reward ratios are just undeniable. You can't ignore them. So people are super attracted to prop firms now. But the reality is, so many people lose money from prop firms. The reality is 95% of retail traders lose, and that is on regular live trading. When you throw in the prop firm restrictions, that significantly drops the success rate. Based on recent studies that I've seen, the success rate for prop firm, for about every 100 accounts that people get, about 7 of them pass, and out of those 7, only 2 of them get a payout. So if you've ever gotten a payout, you are literally in the top 2%. Like, that's pretty good. So if you have made a payout, congratulations. And if you're looking to make more payouts, what you need to understand is that because so many people are losing, that you are guaranteed money if you are able to manipulate the game, right? Gamify prop firms. And I know people are going to come in the comments saying, oh, that's not allowed. Well, in the reality is that's how people are making money. You think that I'm making money on prop firms by trading on one firm, by trading on copy trading and copying one risk trade on all my accounts? Absolutely not. What I've done is I've systemized the trading accounts that I have, and I trade on multiple different accounts on multiple different firms, and I figure out how much money I've invested in those accounts. And then from there, I end up getting out a payout on some of those accounts. I will lose accounts, and that's okay. I am okay with burning through 7 out of the 10 accounts if I get paid out on 3. And that's just the game. It is a churn and burn. And if you figure that out, you can make money. Now, I want to talk to you guys about what it means to actually make more money trading. And when I started making more money trading, it actually came down to having a stable income. I cannot stress this enough. If you are trading with your last dollar, and if you are treating that evaluation account like it's actually real money, and you are trading with small risk, you're not going to make money. I'm going to be honest. And I'll be the first to tell you that that way of making money on prop firms is not going to work. You have to have some sort of stability in your life to have the right mental mindset to be able to make money trading. This is the most important key that I figured out when it came to my day trading success, was that when I had success in other business ventures was when I took the most risk and I had the highest reward. Now, I know some of you are going to come in the comments and tell me, well, Lath, I don't really make that much money. What do you expect me to do? I expect you to grow the fuck up and figure it out. That's really the best advice I can give you. You need to figure out how to make money on the side. When you figure that out, you will magically find out that day trading became so much easier. A lot of these kids are trading with their last dollars, and they're treating these evaluation account like it is real hedge fund money. And the prop firms are laughing at all of you that do that. And I'm being honest. You need to come in aggressive, and you need to come and take what's yours, and that is your payouts. All right. Now we're talking prop firms. Now I still trade live funds on the side. I have a couple of MT5 accounts that I trade, and that strategy is completely different from how I trade on prop firms. I developed my own strategy over the course of the last 15 years, and this is what's helped me differentiate my live trading and my prop firm trading. I hope this video was super informative, and I'm going to be dropping more content like this in the future. So thank you for watching.